at our Revelation of Hope. We each evening present a health presentation to help you to live healthier, happier, and longer. Tonight, my wife Ernesthin is going to share with you some tips on exercise.
Tonight, welcome. We are going to talk about exercise tonight and the importance of exercise. Now, you don't have to jump rope in order to be healthy, but you do need to exercise. And so, welcome to Revelation of Hope's Secrets to Wellness. And last night, Miss Nancy talked about water. Have you been drinking your water? It is so important to drink that good water. But just as important is exercise. Exercise is a law of life. And so we need to exercise to be healthy. And you know what? Right in the Garden of Eden, exercise was an ancient prescription for abundant health from the Garden of Eden. It says in Genesis 2:15, the Lord God took the man and he put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. So we need, my friends, daily exercise every day. But are Americans getting adequate exercise? Well, the CDC says 80% of American adults don't even get the recommended amounts of exercise. And it's really quite low. How much exercise do they need? Just 30 minutes a day of walking for 5 days a week. Well, you see, many people have running and walking shoes, but how many people in the United States own a pair of running shoes but don't run? Well, 87%. So many people have some good running shoes or walking shoes, but they don't walk or run. And you know what? All you need is, you don't need expensive equipment. It doesn't cost a lot of money. All you have to do is have a good pair of walking or running shoes. So people have it, but they don't run or walk. And so what are some of the hazards of inactivity? Well, we have heart disease, cancer, osteoporosis, anxiety, and even depression, and diabetes. All these chronic diseases because we don't exercise enough. So tonight, let's look at the many benefits of exercise because it has so many benefits. Exercise helps to reduce the risk of chronic diseases. So these chronic diseases that are so prevalent, not only here in the United States, but around the world, can be actually reduced with the remedy that God has given us of exercise. Now, the guidelines from the Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention demonstrate that regular exercise actually reduces the risk of developing the major illnesses, such as heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. That's good news, isn't it? Just exercise, so simple. And the International Agency for Research on Cancer says exercise decreases the risk of even certain cancers, such as breast cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer. And the National Cancer Institute reported that physical activity is linked to a 50% lower risk of getting colon cancer. My friends, this is God's remedy that is simple, but it takes discipline to do it. And exercise has so many benefits. Another one, it helps control your weight. And with 66.2% of Americans being overweight or obese, we need to have something to help us control our weight because there is a rapidly growing obesity problem in the United States and even worldwide. In fact, in many countries, over 56% are either overweight or obese. And in our country, in the United States of America, it's even higher. 2/3 of Americans are in that category. And what is the major cause? Well, a lack of activity. A lack of activity is the major cause of obesity. So let's look at some more benefits. Well, exercise helps strengthen your bones. And especially as we get older, we need something to help strengthen our bones. And it can help reduce the risk of osteoporosis. And I know because you see, osteoporosis usually hits very hard white, small-boned, small women. And yet I have actually had an increase of bone density. And so you can do this when you exercise, when you do weight bearing, and when you also eat right. It takes all of those remedies that we are talking about. And exercise helps improve learning. So young people, if you want to get better grades in school, you can by just simply exercising, not being sedentary, not even studying all the time, because you need to get that fresh air and that oxygen, and you need to get exercise in order to have a clear brain. And exercise helps reduce chronic pain. Now, I know that some of us, as we get a little older, we have that chronic pain. But if you start stretching and doing some exercise, you know what? That chronic pain is lessened, and it can actually reduce that. And scientific studies show that. The Mayo Clinic, which is a very famous clinic here in the United States, they said this in their study on chronic pain. Exercise releases endorphins, which are morphine-like molecules produced by the body, reducing chronic pain for many people. So you can actually reduce that chronic pain by actually exercising and particularly stretching. Get to the place where you can actually hold your legs straight and touch your toes. I know it's a little harder as we get older, but you can do it because I know I have to keep doing that every day in order to keep my, keep limber here. Okay. And exercise, good news, is one of God's ways of slowing down the progression of Alzheimer's disease. One of only the reasons, because there are many reasons, but one of the reasons that older people get Alzheimer's is because they're sedentary, and also because they're not drinking enough water that Miss Nancy talked about last night and how important that is. So we need exercise to reduce the risk of these chronic diseases. In fact, the Journal of American Geriatrics said this: 40% of Alzheimer's patients on a walking exercise, just a walking exercise program, significantly even improved in their communication skills. So we can help in so many ways by the simple remedy of exercise. And exercise helps boost your energy. Now, I know I need some energy because, you see, we have 5 grandchildren, and they keep us really going. And so we need to help boost our energy and get that extra exercise. There's good news. Exercise helps build your immune system. And we need a strong immune system in order to be healthy. In fact, the stronger the immune system, the more you're able to fight disease, even COVID-19. And studies have shown that. And exercise helps reduce detrimental effects of stress and even help alleviate depression. Studies have shown, the Mayo Clinic has done many studies, that exercise in almost any form can actually act as a stress reliever. And I know when we serve tirelessly, that exercise is a stress reliever. We just came back from Poland and Hungary, where we were trying to minister to some of our refugees from Ukraine. And some of our people in our churches were actually ministering to people day and night, serving them 3 meals a day. And we told them one of the things that's important to relieve some of that stress is exercise. And Harvard University Medical School found that the single most effective tool to battle depression is exercise. So there's good news, my friends. It helps build you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And you know what? You'll feel so great. You'll think you have found the fountain of youth. And you know what? I thought I discovered the new fountain of youth when I ran my first marathon at 70 years old. It was amazing. And after walking and running that 26.2 miles, I crossed that finish line and I felt great. And so you don't have to, though, be running a marathon, but God blessed me because I'm trying to follow as much as I can God's remedies to keep us healthy. And I even came in third in my age category. But then my daughter decided to run with me the next year. And we ran together and we crossed that finish line. And guess what? I came in second in my age category. Age 70 to 74. It was amazing. And then I ran some half marathons in between. And then at age 75, I participated again in another marathon, 42 kilometers or 26.2 miles, and came in second in my age category behind a lady who had just finished her 350th marathon. And so I said, Lord, thank you so much. And I congratulated her and said, you know what? We just need to stay healthy by exercising. So, my friends, you don't have to run a marathon to be healthy. You just need to exercise. You just need to keep moving. And you know what? Best of all, exercise slows down the aging process. Now, my husband, he keeps saying I'm 77, but I want you to know, my friends, I did my health age and I was 57. And so I need to run. I need to act like 57 and not 77, and so we need to exercise. It's so important. What kind of exercise, you say? Well, there are loads of different kinds of exercise, but there are 3 types of exercise. First is flexibility. That's your stretching. Every day in the shower, I'm stretching my legs in the shower, and I'm stretching, trying to touch my toes, and you're stretching because you need flexibility. Then you need strength bearing. That was where you can lift weights or even do some physical labor, some gardening or whatever. But you need that strength building, especially to build your bones. And if you need to have stronger bones, you need to be lifting those weights or have a weight vest or just do some hard labor. And then there's aerobic, and that's that endurance or walking and running. So someone says, where's the best place to exercise? Well, outside in the fresh air and the sunshine, that's the very best. Our environment and fresh air is so beneficial to our well-being. It can either contribute to sickness or it can contribute to health. And that's another one of the remedies, environment. And we like to exercise out in nature. I tell you, I like to exercise with my husband out in nature on our bikes. And even at our age, we're riding bikes and we're hiking and we're walking and we're swimming, and also I'm even water skiing still with my children. And so you can do this. You're only as old as you think you are. You see, you don't have to get old. You can get old gracefully. But exercise out in nature. Wherever you live, find some place in nature to exercise. Walk out among the trees. The trees are purifying. It purifies the air. And did you know there are health-giving and life-giving properties in the trees? Wherever we go around the world, we look for a park or some place to exercise outdoors, because fresh outdoor exercise has wonderful power to build the immune system and also assist the body in its healing processes. So my friends, pure air refreshes the body, making it strong and healthy. In fact, a 19th century health educator and writer said this is fabulous. Nature is God's physician. The pure air, the glad sunshine, the beautiful flowers and trees, the orchards and vineyards, and outdoor exercise amid these surroundings are health-giving and life-giving. So here's a few tips for getting some good, pure, fresh air. Spend more time outside. So many of us spend time inside. Let's get outside. Take a walk even after you eat. My husband and I did that today. After we ate, we walked. And open your windows in your house and open the blinds in your home and let the sun shine in and the fresh air come in. Wherever you live, keep the air circulating in your house. You know what? If you do that, you're even going to sleep better if you keep the windows open. So open those windows and let the fresh air come in. And use house plants, because just like there are health-giving properties in the trees, there are health-giving properties in the plants. And then take those deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And take those deep breaths. Breathing deeply of fresh air helps your memory. And also, it fosters sound, refreshing sleep and aids in balancing our nervous system. And it increases our energy. And so you have such wonderful benefits with the sunshine. And did you know that the sun actually is the largest star at the center of the solar system? It's the brightest object in the Earth's sky. In fact, the sun is 93 million miles from the Earth, yet is the most important source of energy for life on Earth. And the sun is 109 actually times larger than the Earth. And just think about this. A million Earths could actually fit in the sun. And so with all the spectacular aspects of the sun, my friends, our loving Creator has given us sunlight to benefit our health. It's another ancient prescription for abundant health right from the Garden of Eden. And you know what? Sunlight is a revelation of God's love. It's a revelation of God's love. Sunlight is actually crucial for our overall health. Sunlight is so important, my friends. And look at what sunshine does. Sunshine strengthens the immune system. It alleviates pain. It even lowers your blood pressure and your cholesterol levels. And you know what? It stimulates your appetite too. When you're out in the sunshine and the fresh air and you've been exercising, you have a greater appetite, don't you? And yes, sunlight also gives us a healthy complexion. So there are so many benefits. Reducing depression, soothing the nerves, doing all of these things. And even when you sunlight actually kills germs. And so when you put your clothes out on that clothesline, the United Press International reported in 2011 that ultraviolet radiation from the sun actually kills the germs on your laundry dried outdoors on a clothesline and gives the clothes a chemical-free, fresh scent. So if some of you are still from the olden days like us, when we put our clothes out on a clothesline outside, that's very good. And you can still air your pillows and air your bedding every day and make sure that it gets that good sunlight so you can kill those germs. And sunlight actually increases vitality, because as we do get older, we have less vigor and vitality to resist unhealthful influences. It's more important even for the aged to get outside and get plenty of sunlight and fresh air, because that is one of God's remedies, and it helps with osteoporosis. Exercise helps with osteoporosis, and sunlight helps with osteoporosis. In fact, the World Health Statistics show that osteoporosis affects 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men. But you know what? It's the fractures that we need to worry about. And 50% of the women will get fractures and 30% of the men. But even if you have a fall, I've had some falls, but I've never broken a bone, because I try to keep strengthening them with exercise and sunshine. And sunshine provides that vitamin D, which is so important. And when natural sunlight penetrates the skin, it triggers the body's production of that vitamin D. So vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin. So important. And vitamin D protects the body from a number of diseases. That's why we need a high vitamin D level, so that we can keep healthy even from the COVID-19. They're saying that we need a higher level of vitamin D. So every day, my friends, get exercise out in the sunshine and the fresh air. Sunshine is truly the happy vitamin. So let the sun shine in. You don't have to worry about fading the furniture. The health benefits are going to be so much greater from the sunlight. And so just open those blinds and let the sun shine in, and incorporate sunlight into your lifestyle, which is one of God's natural remedies to keep us healthy and well. And you and your family will be on the road to better health when you get exercise, sunshine, and fresh air. So every day, my friends, exercise outside if you can, in the sunshine and the fresh air. Walk. Just put your head erect and your shoulders back and get out there and walk, because you are going to benefit and be well when you get out and do the exercising that we so much need to stay well. And the more we live in harmony with God's original plan, you know what?